What's up, gamers? This is NGG here with another review video. This time it is for Mario Golf Super Rush. And I am not reviewing this game alone. We do have somebody with us.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Marz, aka Lazy James. I am in the building hanging out with NGG, aka Gamer. Gonna get into this game here, man.
And we are happy to have him. So we are gonna talk about a lot of things, mechanics in this game. We're gonna go over story, we're gonna go over gameplay, and we're also gonna hit on the multiplayer since we both played this online in different ways. So I'm gonna take over story first. Let's get into it. So if you've never played a Mario sports game, I had never before this one, so I am the perfect person to talk to about never playing another sports game because this is my first Mario sports game, and it does have a kind of beefy storyline. It's not out, I think maybe it's a good 10-hour storyline for just the story, and you get, like, you go on a mission to become a pro golfer, because right now you are just a rookie, so you are in a school full of other rookies trying to become pro. And that is how the story mode starts, and that's literally what you're doing, trying to become pro and try to get better in these courses. So you are trying to be a good golfer in this game, and there is a beefy storyline that you have to go through several different little worlds, and in those worlds you have several different greens that you're going to, and each of these different worlds, so every world has its own green course. And so you start off in the base world, which is just the greens. Then you go into a second world, and it's like there's one that's just windy, there's another one that's sandy, there's another one that's lava. You know, there's lots of different courses in this game that you're going through. And in the story mode, you have to golf a certain way and with a certain amount of points in a certain amount of speed in order to pass each run of the game. And that's where I was having a hard time because my character couldn't hit hard enough. And you do have to level up these characters' swings. If you don't do that, you're not going to pass through the story mode. It's not going to be as easy as just playing golf. You have to level up the character's skills, their speed, their swing, their clubs, their outfits also. So there's lots of leveling up you have to do in the story mode for you to progress in the game. And if you don't do that, like I tried not to, you're not gonna go very far. You're gonna have to spend time in the game mode, in the story mode, doing these things, or else you won't get very far. Alright, so that was story mode, and now let's get into gameplay, and we're gonna have Marz take over.
Alright, let me talk to y'all about the gaming mechanics, the gameplay. So this is a golf game. Mario Golf series is pretty much one of my favorite sports series out of all the sports that they have. And it's pretty much, if you play like a real golf game, like a Tiger Woods golf game, it has the same mechanics: backspin, lob shots, you know, you hitting in the wind, hitting against the wind, the weather elements. So the main mechanics are based around the clubs and your character. Now your character, if you play with your Mii, for example, that's built up through story mode, as Gamer was talking about. You can also play with the clubs from the story mode if you like. And then there's, like, if you pick Princess Peach or whatever, each person, you know, Bowser has the strength and all that. So each character has their own abilities. And based off of those abilities, they're applied to like a lob shot. So Koopa might hit a better lob shot than Mario or something like this. But the basic mechanics of the game are that, like, lob shots, your different shots that you have in golf anyway. And they're all like tricks on the controller: hit A, then double tap B for backspin. You want to backspin maybe if you're going over the hole and the green's a little smooth, which is how a golf game should be. The mechanics of a golf game, like, they have a scope. You can look at the greens. Oh, this is a rough green. The ball's not going to roll that much, so I don't need a backspin. Sometimes you can do a dead drop. So the gaming mechanics are, even though it's like a Nintendo game and like a Mario game, the mechanics of the game hold true to what a golfing game should be versus, like, you know, Mario Kart. Maybe it's a little more silly, a little more goofy. Like, for it to be a Mario game and a Nintendo game, mechanics of a golf game are true in this game. So you can really, like, people be really playing golf for real. Like when we play, and you don't have all the features like the power-ups and all that stuff. If you just want to play pure golf and just have pure golf skill, you can really play a good round of 18.
Right. All right. So now I want to just piggyback off of the gameplay a little bit, and then we'll segue into multiplayer. So if you don't do the story mode, there are some shots you will not have access to in the multiplayer, which is where I had the hard time in multiplayer, which is where we're segueing now, is that I didn't have a certain spin for a very long time, or even the dead drop, because you had to learn it in single player mode before being able to use it in multiplayer mode. And they'll let you play multiplayer mode just fine, but you won't have some of the shots that you should have had or that you could have had if you don't do the single player. Because we were playing us and 2 other people, and I didn't have all the shots everybody else had because I didn't play the single player mode. So I had to go back and play the single player mode in order to get those shots on any character, because they wouldn't let me use them on any character if I hadn't learned it in the single player mode. So if you want to play multiplayer mode, you have to complete the story mode in order to get every shot. Not that you can't play, but I was playing at a disadvantage every time we would play multiplayer because I didn't have those shots. We also, this is a very streamable multiplayer game. So I stream, you can have everybody playing at the same time. So everybody can be swinging at the same time. And at the end of the round, it'll count how many swings everybody took to get the ball into the hole, which is not, I'm pretty sure that's not how traditional golf works. Let me know if I'm wrong. Not everybody can swing.
Hold on, wait, what?
Not everybody can go at the same time, right? Everybody has to take turns, right?
I mean, yeah. Sometimes golf can get a little goofy, but playing best ball or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, so that's that mode if you want to play fast. But we ended up playing in a longer session. We would do 18 holes?
18 for sure.
18 for sure, and then everybody would take turns.
Yeah, you're playing traditional golf, which look. Golf is more just about the game. It's about the etiquette. So you're playing a traditional golf game with the proper etiquette of golf. So yeah, one at a time, the furthest ball back hits first going up, so on and so forth. The tee in gets the first shot on the next shot. That's what I was saying. Like the game has the proper mechanics of a true golf game in real life.
And I'm gonna I did take advantage of the players who knew how to play better going first, because you could see kind of where they were shooting, because you see their camera on your screen. So you're like, all right, they lined up their shot here. The only thing is you have to make sure that you have the same force that they do, because if you do not have the same force, your ball will end up in the water, in the sand pit. I don't know what that's called. The sand trap, I think, is what it's called. So you got to make sure that you can lob the balls. And I did have an issue where I was trapped in multiplayer in the water forever. Like it wouldn't give me a penalty and put me back up. I think I hit like maybe 5 or 6 balls in the water before I could get out. Yeah. And I definitely had a really bad.
So yeah, at one point it just times you out. I was like, hey man, you just gonna have to take the minus 13 next hole.
Right. And that was kind of annoying. I was like, give me the penalty and put me back on the green. But no, I was shooting from the bottom of the water pit, and I could not get out. So that wasn't fun in multiplayer, because you see everybody winning, and then you're like shooting, and you keep going, and you're the one holding up the game. I wish there was a way to like, all right, give me the penalty so I can keep going.
No, there was. Remember, it didn't work. There is a way to do it, but it wouldn't work for you.
Oh, it wasn't working for me?
Yeah, it wouldn't do it. It forced you to do it. But there is a way to just go ahead and give me the max penalty, because I know I'm not going to be able to get out of here.
Oh, okay. So then it just didn't work for me. So I guess I might.
It was a bug. Whole situation ended up being like a buggy situation.
Okay, then you see, I thought it was just how the game mechanics work. So I'm glad that it was just me and not everybody else is going to experience that. Is there any other mechanics in the game that you found to be when it comes to this game?
No. I think it's just the mechanics are as they should be. Even like when you play with like, I don't want to say the goofy stuff, but like when you play with the power-ups on, the power-ups work as they should. Because they're power-ups in the game, I just don't play with them. Power-ups, or like how there's like the things running across the course for interference and all that, the wind. So yeah, the mechanics to me are spot on. It doesn't ruin the game, and you can turn them off. You can turn them off.
Yeah. The only thing you can't turn off are the hazards, like the things flying.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that, because at that point, if I want to play a real golf game, I'll just play Tiger Woods.
All right. So I think that's it for me. Do you have anything else you want to add before we get into our rating?
Well, let me say a con real quick. I got a couple cons I want to bring up.
All right, let's go. Yes.
All right, one of my cons is with the story mode. So, as we said before, like you can beef up your character for the multiplayer mode. You can have real strong clubs, real strong swing set, and real strong abilities for the character. But you have to build it up in story mode. The problem is, once you beat the game, you can't rerun story mode from the beginning. You have to run it like from the last final boss and keep leveling up that way. So that was real kind of lame. It's like, no, I want to do the whole story mode, because you can't even go back to the shops. Remember, like all the shops before, like you have to only shop at that last shop. And if you want to do the whole story mode again, you got to reset your whole game. You got to lose all your saved data. So I thought that was hecka lame on the story mode front. Like, but now with that said, I did level up my character because I wanted my me to be strong. So I thought that was not a good look. It was like, why? I just want to run the whole story mode again so I can really beef up my character instead of like just going through this last stage. And after a while, I got used to whooping the final boss, but still, I just don't want to go through that. And then my second con, which is the second stage, I feel like interns made this game. The second stage is the hardest stage in the game, and that's not just me. Like I seen people that were about to quit or that did quit and give up on this game because the second world is so freaking hard. I almost put the game on eBay. I was like, no, I'm not going through all this. How can the second stage be this hard? It must have took me like 2-3 weeks to beat the second stage. And the rest of the game, I kind of just breezed through. So that was I was like, who put these stages in order? This should be towards the end. And if you play the game, you're going to know that stage when you get to it. So that's just my two big gripes with the game. But other than that, I like the game. Good game.
I do remember you telling me that stage 2 was going to be the hardest.
And Big Time too. Big Time said it too, so it wasn't just me.
No, I do remember. And you know what? I did have to repeat the second stage like 4 times, but that wasn't my hardest, but it was pretty hard. I think my hardest was like...
Come on, the second stage can't be that. It's like World 1-2. World 1-2 can't be the same level as World 8-8.
Right.
Come on, man.
I did have another problem at the end stage, but yeah, I do agree that like
I had to get that. I got to get that off my chest.
Shouldn't have been there.
Very alarming.
So let's now get into a rating. I will let you go first, and then I will go after you.
What I'm rating is 1 out of 3.
1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. I normally give everything a 5, so let me think. Let me give this a. I'm gonna give this a good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because, and I'm knocking it because of that level thing. I was like, it's very discouraging, and I know they lost a lot of people on that. And like, the music wasn't that bumping to me. Like, I don't have no memorable music from this game. I don't know if you do, but usually these like games like this, like, come on, where the music at, Brett? So yeah, 4.5, good game, and and most of my 4.5 comes from the multiplayer part of it.
Right, and I think that's where my bigger source, because I'm gonna tell you what, you could start this game and go straight to multiplayer. I did like that. Like, you don't have to do the single player if you don't want to. So when I first started playing this game, I was streaming this game without playing in the single player mode. So I do like that you're not locked into having to play the single player mode to unlock the multiplayer and to play online. But I did have difficulty, and they didn't explain things very well, like play this and get these shots for multiplayer. Like, these are not going to be available. So I think because things weren't explained, I'm going to give it a 3. I think if they would have better explained, hey, you can open up these, like they'll show you that it's unavailable unless you play story mode, like unavailable story mode level, blah blah blah. And then I know, oh, I want to open this shot, then maybe I gotta go play the single player, the story mode. So I think a solid 3. It's my first ever like sports game in any world, any universe. I don't think I've ever played a sports game, so I did like it for what it was. But I'm not a big sports girly, so that's probably why I'm not. That's why I probably gave it another bump down, because I'm just not a sports person in general. So for me, it's not a great game. But for a game itself, it did have a lot of different mechanics that I did enjoy. I did enjoy spending a lot of time with multiplayer. You could just chill, what we did on Discord with with our buddies, and just play a round of golf. We even had randoms at the end showing up too. We would have a random or two show up and play with us. Yeah, very good players. Those
That's what I'm saying. We was really playing for real. We was playing golf for real. Like, usually you need all your backspins. Like, oh, what's that, a 9-mile-an-hour wind? All right, you hit first. I want to see how hard 9 miles an hour is. You know what I'm saying? Then you adjust your shot based on that.
Right.
You can really do a lot with golf. If you play golf in real life, you can relate to this game. It's okay, cool.
I don't, so I am happy that it is relatable for those who do play golf. Do you want to give us your exit ticket?
I don't know that I got one, but look, hey man, Marz signing out. I had fun playing this game with mainly with Gamer. Shout out to Twin, big time. And Ray a little bit we played with. I think this game is a fun game to play overall, just with friends. We just kick back. 18, like back-to-back 18s. That's what 4 or 5 hours of playing. So, but yeah, Lazy Jane signing out. Y'all see me when you see me. I'm in the Gamers Discord. Peace out.
And thank you guys for watching and hanging out with us. All his information is going to be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy gaming. Bye.